we've sold thousands of lots to people willing to exchange on the day and complete within 28 days. Property auctions made quick, easy and simple. Clive Emson Land and Property Auctioneers.
Well, ho, 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 everybody. Yes, welcome to the December auction for Clive Emson Auctioneers. Once again, I am joined by my partner in crime, the man who knows it all, the maestro on the mic, the auctioneer with the mostest. Is that a thing? Paul Bridgman, how are you, Paul?
Hi, Ian. How you doing? All right. That's a lovely jumper. That's nice and
you
festive.
Noticed.
Yeah, we're not even in December yet, so I'm going to take task with you on that. But
well, my Christmas tree's up. If you are watching the repeat of this show, then it is December. If you're watching it live, of course, on November the 30th, then yes, apologies. I am about 6 hours, a little bit ahead of schedule. But never mind. It's almost December. That means it's almost Christmas. But it is officially the December auction. Isn't that right, Paul? Are you excited for this one?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, I mean, the market has seen a little bit of a tougher spell. Who knows what we're going to go into in the new year, but there's still lots of good news stories from the last auction in November. And as we've just released the catalogue for December, the phones have gone red hot, and there's some really interesting properties as shown now, and we'll be running through all the lots another time as well. So yeah, there's lots of really good and interesting lots coming up. So yeah, December I think it's going to be another good looking auction. Yes.
Yes, I think you're right. And talking of that, of course, yes, the catalogue is live for December. So if you want to check it out, the website is up the top there, www.cliveemson.co. It's also running across the bottom as well. However, if you want to speak to somebody, there is the number. But Paul, take it away. What's the number?
0345 85 00 333. I've been practicing.
There it is as well on screen.
I'm doing that professionally now. 0345 85 00 333.
There you go. Give that number a call if you have a question about any of the lots, or you just want to find out more about the bidding process. If you're new to auctions, hello, welcome. If you're a dab hand and you know what you're doing, please do check it out. If you do want to head over to the website, there is a link in the body of this broadcast wherever you're watching it. You don't even have to type it out. So there is the website there. But you don't even have to type it out. Just click the link wherever you're watching it. How easy is that? Now, Paul, you did touch a little bit on November. Now, as you know, we always like to go back and have a little look at how things went in November from the November auction for Clive Emson. So let's take a little look. Talk us through this, Paul.
Yeah, that's right. November was a really good auction. 155 lots offered, and we sold about 65% of those lots offered on the day, and in the days just afterwards, with a few more sold afterwards. And that raised just over £20 million worth for our clients. So I can't say it was a bad auction by any stretch of the imagination. You know, £20 million on any day is a good amount of property. And during that time, we had bids from over 35 different countries. Now that's people on holiday, but it's also people who are living abroad as well. So a lot of expats living abroad who are taking the opportunity to bid at our auctions from overseas. And that was over 30,000 people viewing the website over that 3-day auction period, from when the lots went live for bidding right through to the final day on the closing date. And they say over 12,000 just on the final day alone.
35 countries, Paul. You are famous all around the world. And of course, we can't, anybody tune in, we must mention, of course, look out for Mr. Bridgman on Homes on the Hammer coming up soon.
That's right.
You may see his happy little face coming up soon, look alike he is as well. We had a giggle. Have a look at the most popular lot from November, Paul. Yes. This was it.
That's right. Yeah. Well, in fact, it was one we were at. We did the Gone Live for bidding show, didn't we? And on the Monday, and
yes,
it's where I was just doing the final viewings for the Scout Hut in St Paul's Cray in Orpington. Had a guide price of 150 to 160,000. It was a slow start. I've got to be honest. It just sort of crept up towards the reserve price, and then within the last few minutes of the auction, everyone got involved, and as you can see, the sold price there, 69 bids later, £286,500. So
Wow.
a very, very happy Scout Association who were the sellers on that property.
So that went for over £120,000 above what we thought was going to be the top end of the guide price. I mean, that is quite something.
And that's what I'm saying. There's lots of good news stories out there. You know, people want to see value in what they're looking for. Yes, of course they do. But ultimately, when the auction conditions kick in and there's competition, you know, people will still pay really good money for property. Yes, yeah. Because as I say, there is still, in real terms, there's still a real shortage compared to, I mean, the last. I don't want to use the recession word, but recession. Once, you know, everyone keeps mentioning it now, and the last time we were in recession, the real difference from now to then was at that time the property market was absolutely flooded with property, and there was no demand. Now it's completely flipped on its head. There's still, in real terms, very little property on the market, and still a lot of people, a lot of demand out there. So you know, it's still keeping prices, you know, relatively high and competitive.
Yeah, absolutely. It's there's opportunity out there, isn't there? Whether you're an investor or whether you've got a bit of spare cash and want to look at starting to invest in the property market, you just never know. Now might be that golden time to do it. Now, coming up in this show, this is the Feature Lot show, of course, we're going to take a deep dive at 6 of the lots. There are 139, I think, in total.
That's right.
You can imagine if we did all 139, it would probably still be here in about come Christmas. So we've selected, well, you've selected 6 of the most interesting, bit different, you know, a bit here, a bit there. Ones that we think are going to do particularly well. That might be a good investment opportunity. We've got special guests as well, haven't we? And we've got Martin from F. Barnes Solicitors coming on a bit later to give us a bit of, I suppose, shall we, as well.
Yeah. He's going to join us, talk about the things to do and not to do when buying at auction, and how they can help you, and the things you should be looking at, you know, from a legal point of view.
Fantastic. And of course, if you do have a question at any time, we can see the comments. Please do comment below. Or, as I said before, if you don't want to have a public comment, there's the number at the top. Take it away, Paul, the number again.
Yeah, 345 85 0033, or drop us an email at we can email myself, paul.bridgman@cliveemson.co.uk, or at general auctions at cliveemson.co.uk, and we'll be only too pleased to answer any queries you might have, or look at any property you might have that you're perhaps looking to sell in future.
Fantastic. Right, I don't know about you, Paul, but I'm quite eager to get into seeing our first feature lot. Our guest is waiting in the wings. It's a very familiar face, actually, to the feature lot show. I can see Audrey Smith. She doesn't know I can see you, Audrey. Yes, I can. She's smiling in the green room, we like to call it. What we're going to do, though, we're going to have a little look at Audrey's feature lot first of all. We've got a video to play for you of what it is. It's Merino Lodge at Devon. Then we're going to bring Audrey in. She's going to tell us all about it. Here it is. This is lot 99. Here we go. Well, there we go. And here she is as well. She makes us all happy and she makes us all smile. It is Audrey Smith, of course. And Audrey, what, by the way, Merino Lodge, tell us about stunning. That's stunning.
It's just a gift that keeps on giving, isn't it? This Southwest Properties. Hey?
I mean, I had to play. It's quite a long video, but I had to play it all because that window at the end as well. I mean, it's something quite special, isn't it? And that thatch, unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it really is such a charming cottage that there's so much history about the cottage itself. It obviously, still is, I suppose, in a way, that there was the big Georgian house, which was Portley, it was called, and this was the lodge to that property. And the actual big house has got historical history from the Whittington family. So Dick Whittington, the Lord Mayor of London in medieval times, he used to live there. Also the Hambledon family, which originates the W.H. Smith, they used to live in the big main house. And this is the lodge to that house, or the cottage that goes with the big house. And this one in 1817 was described as an object of universal admiration. It's just beautiful. I mean, cottages like this with thatched and all of the ornate timbers around, they were called cottage awns, and this is a cottage awn. It's just stunning. I mean, really such a pretty property. I think it's one of the oldest buildings in Sidmouth itself. So yeah, it's lovely.
I mean, guide price from 350,000 plus. Yeah. I mean, what a chance to own a piece of real history there, isn't it? I mean, it's quite remarkable.
And it's been in the same family for 50 years. I mean, it's just so loved. You can tell it was loved. You know, everything's been looked after by the family on the outside, the gardens and everything, and all the land around it is National Trust, and it's right on the coastline, the Jurassic coastline, which is just stunning. I mean, all of it is just beautiful. It was on the residential market originally, but something like this is so unique. It's difficult for them to market it, whereas with us, it'll find its own value, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
I certainly think so. Yeah, Paul, sorry.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, and obviously its location, let's just say on the Jurassic coast, it kind of suits it, really, doesn't it? Because it's such a beautiful spot along that south coast.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's one of those ones where you drive up and you're in the car on your own and you literally it's just a wow, isn't it? I mean, I just don't think I've seen anything look more cute in my life.
Not even Ian in his jumper.
Pardon?
Not even Ian in his jumper.
Oh, well, yeah, I was thinking that, but Christmas.
I'm a little bit disappointed. More people haven't got their Christmas gear on so far. I'm in the spirit.
Not December.
Well, do you know? Yeah, that's what it is. It's not December yet.
But if you're watching the repeat, it is December.
Oh, of course. Absolutely. And is it
somewhere in December? Yeah, that's right.
It'll soon be around, won't it? But no, I mean, I think this is something really special. There's a blue plaque on the main building, the opposite the cottage. There is a blue plaque that stipulates all that history as well. So it's not just hearsay, it is historic Sidmouth. And if anybody wants to view the property, it's via Your Move Edwards in Sidmouth, and they will carry out the viewings on behalf of us. So they're doing that.
And you can reach them on 01 395 51 5400 and say give them a call, and they'll arrange for you to have a look.
Paul.
That's all right.
There you go. I'm impressed with that, Paul. I've got you're a whiz with the numbers, aren't you?
It's all from his memory as well, isn't it?
Memory, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been described as universally admired. That's something I've got to aspire to, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, but it's
we've seen your feature property there. It's an absolute It is a stunner. What a great way to start our feature lot show as well. But let's touch on you now, because we often ask questions, don't we? And I've got a couple I just want to pose to you now. Obviously, we're into winter now. So do you prefer winter or do you prefer summer? What do you prefer?
Summer, definitely summer.
Okay, not a winter person at all then. So
why?
Well,
I'm
going to give you a dream holiday here. I'm going to give you a dream holiday. You can either go to Lapland to see Santa, the real Santa,
right, the
of
real
course,
one.
the proper Santa, or you can go on a nice Caribbean.
I'll probably go on the Caribbean cruise, actually.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Bah humbug.
Pardon?
Bah humbug.
I know.
Yeah.
No, I do love Christmas. I've got 2 little granddaughters now, so yeah. So perhaps I'd go and take those with me.
Yeah, well, we'll throw them in. Yeah, you can take your
Throw them in.
grandkids. There you go. You can take that. So there you go.
Why are you going to give me this holiday? Is it something you're going to tell me about?
I'll come back to you on that.
Okay.
If Clive Emson can put the fee in, then yeah, we'll offer it out there.
Bad connection. Say that again. You're entering bad connection.
yeah, that's a no. Sorry, Audrey, no, you won't be going to Lapland unless, of course, you pay for it yourself. But
Okay.
There you go. What you got coming up in December, Audrey? What other properties have you got going on? Are you excited about any of the others?
I've got a roadway, a little piece of roadway with a grass verge in the middle, some access to some garages, a nice property in Somerset as well, which is on the flats, needs a little bit of attention, but really nice as well. And then we've got the thatched cottage from last time, which the one we featured last auction. That was very late with the legal pack, so hopefully the legal pack will be here. It's here now, so that one is going to hopefully fly through this time. I'm pretty much with the thatched cottages at the moment, quite enjoying it.
I think the other one that we featured for you last time was the nice big house. It was one of Katie's, wasn't it?
Ooh, I don't know.
House, one of Katie's ones. Sold really well at the last auction.
Oh yeah, one of Katie's did. Yes, yeah,
right, yeah,
absolutely.
No, really,
so we had a really good time here in the Southwest last auction, actually. So yeah, let's hope it's going to be more of the same this time. It'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, boom time in the Southwest. We like that. Audrey, I'm going to let you go. Enjoy your trip to Lapland. Which isn't happening, but have a lovely Christmas, won't you? Anyway,
in my dreams.
Have a lovely Christmas, won't you?
Yeah, nice to see you, and have a lovely Christmas yourself.
Take care, Audrey. Bye. There she goes. There goes Audrey. Thank you so much for joining us, Audrey. We really do appreciate it. I'm glad to say our next guest, though, Paul, is waiting in the wings. In fact, let's bring him in, shall we? John Stockton. I wonder if he's got into the Christmas spirit a little bit. Shall we find out? Here he is. John, where's your Christmas jumper?
Well, there is a story about that. You see, I was in a shop on Tuesday night with a brilliant Christmas jumper that said, "It's coming, ho, ho, home." But one of my colleagues who's not that far away from you has banned that phrase, so I didn't buy it. If anybody has seen it, it's a definite buy this season.
If anybody's watching this after Sunday, then we don't know if this will be repeated after Sunday. So it's like, yes, come on, or I can't believe it.
After Friday night, but before last night, I kind of put it back. But there we go.
No, I banned John from saying it's coming home. So every email he sends me, I get a little bit of it, and it gets a bit more as we go through the tournament. But we'll save it for after we've played Senegal, and then maybe we'll roll that one out.
I agree.
Absolutely. Now, John, we've got your featured lot 102, 23 Railway Street. We're going to play the video very shortly. Just give us a brief overview of it before we see the video.
It's a lovely place. It's a big house. It's one of the oldest houses in Gillingham. It was built when Gillingham was called New Brompton. It's been owned by the same family for years and years and years, like this one that Audrey was talking about. So take a look at the video.
Here we go. Enjoy. Oh, there we go. Video of top floor to follow as well. Don't forget to head over to Clive Emson, www.cliveemson.co.uk, and you can check it all out. You can see that video again and at the YouTube channel as well. John, it looks a fantastic property.
It's lovely, and the fact that it's been in the same family for so long has kept it as a family home. Lovely family, and it's been so well looked after. I think now new buyer will choose perhaps a new life for it. It may convert to flats. There's potential for some development on the back frontage where the garage is, and there's definitely potential there. Possibly even a house of multiple occupation, because it's very close to the commuter railway station there. It's got a lot of potential for different people's ideas.
Yeah, that's right, and all the good room sizes as well. So so it does lend itself to various uses, doesn't it?
Yeah, even without the top floor, that's one of the longest videos I've taken. So.
Yeah, but we had a bit of uplifting music. We've gone for a bit of different music now.
In fact, the video online now on the website has got the top floor and the better perspective of the rear garden as well in the yard.
Fantastic. Now, John, we've sorry, Paul, you go ahead. Go on.
Start putting the music over the video because I keep tripping over and swearing.
I usually get to the last room on one of the floors and catch myself in the mirror. Yeah. And then you have to go back and do it all again.
Just to do a double take, John. You're like, oh, hello.
There we did. Well, we were warned not to do that early on in the pandemic because some of us were doing it without masks on. Heaven forbid. But there we go.
Oh dear. Well, let's listen, John. We like to find out a little bit more about you. Of course, what we always do is ask every question. So 2 questions for you. First of all, John, are you a winter man or a summer man?
Definitely summer.
Okay, so here we go.
Definitely
Chuck a little curveball in here for you then as well. You're a summer man, so obviously I'm going to give you a choice of 2 holidays. Dream holidays. First holiday, a Caribbean cruise. Lovely. Enjoy the sunshine. Going to be very nice indeed. Or you can take the entire family, kids, grandkids, whatever you've got, nephews, nieces, whatever, over to real Lapland to see real Santa. What are you going for?
My kids are a bit grown up now, so I'm not too sure where Lapland fits into it.
Listen,
if I can get off the boat a lot, it'll be a Caribbean cruise.
John, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for putting that video together. Thanks for giving us a little bit more information. Don't forget, do head over to Clive Emson, which is the website. So it's running across the bottom. You can click the link in the body of this broadcast. It's straight through there. If you want to speak to somebody about it, that property, give us a call. If you want to book a viewing, John, how do we do that?
Go straight to the website. It's lot 102. You can book yourself in. We've got keys. We're showing people over from tomorrow.
Great. That is the 1st of December. Everybody, yes, if you're watching this on the repeat. Great stuff. John, we're going to let you go because we've got our next guest waiting in the wings as well. Thank you so much for joining us, John.
Pleasure. Take care, everyone.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Right, Paul, we are whizzing through this, aren't we? This is fantastic. And we've got our next eager guest is waiting as well. Kevin Gilbert is going to take us through lot 94. Let's see if Kevin is in the Christmas spirit, shall we? Has he got a Santa's hat on? Let's find out. Kevin Gilbert, let's bring him in. Here he is. No, he hasn't. Kevin, why is nobody in the Christmas spirit but me?
It's not the 1st of December.
Boom, there you go. That's what I said.
Have you got your Christmas tree up at home?
And that goes up Friday. Day off to do it.
Have you got
yours? Day off to do it.
I have got a day off to do it because it takes me so long, because it's not only the tree that goes up, it's all the other paraphernalia that goes with it as well. And in fact, we have
up yet?
Sorry, Ian?
Have you got your Christmas tree up, Paul?
No. I think we've got that planned for Saturday, so not far behind. It's got to be December though.
Only just taken the Halloween decorations down, so you know.
It's always something, isn't it? Always something. Right, Kevin, you're going to take us through lot 94. It's 8286 The Street, Ash in Canterbury. Before we play the video, just give us a quick overview of the property.
It's a rather nice village. sort of situated between Canterbury and Sandwich, south side of the A257, which is the main corridor linking the two towns, or the city and the town of Sandwich. It's just a nice location. Former girls' school, former boys' school. You've got the boys' school at the front of the site, girls' school at the back of the site. We're selling on behalf of trustees, and they've managed to get planning consent for 4 dwellings, so 2 in each. But I think if somebody's got the right idea, they might decide to convert the front part of it, which is the boys' school, into a single dwelling, and then do something similar to the girls' school at the back. So you've got 2 fairly decent sized big family homes in village location. So yeah, nice village.
Fantastic. Let's take a look, shall we? Oh, do you know what, Kevin, Paul? I think you guys have the best job in the world. You're getting to go around all these properties and exploring every nook and cranny. I'm jealous.
It's a very good job, I have to say. You know, we're all very lucky because we see some stunning places, and unfortunately, we don't get a chance to always go back and see what somebody's done after they bought it from us. But Homes Under the Hammer is a good one for that, because sometimes we see what we've sold, and then they go back and show us what they've done to it. So when we get time, of course, because we're very busy people, we watch Homes Under the Hammer. But I did think, actually, what a superb video that was.
Well done.
Yeah, I mean, whoever filmed it, hats off to them. By the way,
Thank you.
New career in video making, I think. There.
Thank you. I'll take that. Yeah, it's just a nice project for somebody, I think.
It is, yeah. I think it's got so much opportunity there to do various things. It doesn't tie itself to one thing or another, does it?
Yeah, I mean, classic Victorian architecture. You know, lovely sort of vaulted ceiling in the boys' school at the front.
Yeah.
You know, really lovely, and I mean, they'll be full of character, I'm sure, once they're done.
Yeah,
we must go back. Actually, we've said this a few times, haven't we, Paul? We will go back. This is about the 4th auction we've done a show like this for. So even the ones we did back in July, there'll still be a lot of work going on. So next year, it will be nice to do a show where we visit some of the auction lots anyway, see how things have gone on. This is a prime case of that. We must go back to this one and see how it's gone. A guide price for this one, Kevin?
Well, this has got a guide price of 350 to 360,000.
And how do we book a viewing for it? Somebody wants to have a little look around.
Well, there's lots of ways you can do it. You can either, if you don't want to talk to a machine or you know, type on a machine, but you can book online through our website, or you can simply pick the phone up and talk to us. We like talking to people, you know, so they can pick the phone up. We've got viewings on Mondays and Thursdays. They're block viewings, but do book in, because in the event that nobody's booked in, we may not show. So, you know, we wouldn't want you to have a wasted journey. So always book in.
I mean, if only we knew somebody who knew what the number was off by heart, Paul.
0345 85 0033. Give Kevin a ring. He's in the office now, I can see. So
yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to pleased to talk you through it and book you in.
Be very happy to. And equally, you know, I'd like to go back once they're converted and completed.
That's it. And I think this one came to us via joint auctioneers as well, didn't it, Kevin?
It did, yeah. And thanks to Finns, they're a very good supporter of our company. But they equally, you know, they are very good agents because they recommend auction where it is appropriate.
Yeah.
So we do act with Finns on a fairly regular basis for, you know, commercial, residential, and land. So they're a very good agent, you know, acting with us. So thank you to Finns.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic stuff. Before we let you go, Kevin, a couple of questions for you. Been asking everybody these questions. We are, of course, in the run up to Christmas now. So, are you a winter man or a summer man?
Definitely like the summer, but I'm quite happy in the winter time as well. But summer, I think I would prefer summer preferably over winter.
Okay, so dream holiday then. Would you? I'm going to give you two holidays here. You can either go on a luxury cruise around the Caribbean, you know, in the sun, beautiful times, or you can take the entire family, nephew, nieces. I don't know if you've got kids, you know, and you can go to the real Lapland to see the real Santa Claus. It's your call. What are you doing?
Well, my two now are 25 and 30.
So they still believe in Santa then?
They still believe in Santa. Of course, he's real. And we'll have the NASA route open on New Year's Eve, seeing where he's got to. My memory of Lapland was when our children were very young, and we were on a dog sleigh.
The Huskies, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, my eldest at the time insisted on standing up, and consequently fell off and landed in the about 4 foot of snow. And you could have almost drawn the white line around him, really. It was quite funny.
Caribbean cruise it is then.
Caribbean cruise. Yep, Caribbean cruise.
Kevin, thanks so much for filming that, of course, and giving us some information about that stunning property.
It is. It's a lovely property in a lovely part of the world as well.
Yeah, it certainly is Canterbury there. Kevin, have a lovely Christmas, won't you?
And you.
We'll no doubt see you in the new year. And yeah, like I said, so
Yeah,
make
and
sure you keep track of Santa.
Indeed, and happy Christmas to everybody who's watching.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Kevin.
No problem at all. See you soon. Thanks. Bye.
Take care, Kevin. Bye-bye. There we go. So Paul, let me just ask you actually that question then. We might be having another guest coming in. If not, we're still going to show the video for lot 41 and we can have a little look at it, talk about it. Winter or summer? What are you, Paul? What do you like best?
I quite like winter. Cold, crisp, sunny days. Don't mind a bit of snow. Only thing I don't even mind the rain is it Billy Connolly said there's no such thing as bad weather, just the wrong clothes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Wisdom from Billy Connolly there, didn't it? Yeah.
The only thing I can't stand is the wind. Wind drives me mad. It ruins everything.
Yeah. It's our hair, isn't it, Paul?
That's the hair,
it's our hair.
Yeah. But no, so I'd probably go winter, yeah. Cold, crisp day, like it. And as for the holiday, I've got to go Lapland, haven't you? I mean, the chance to meet the real Santa.
Well, do you know why? The reason I gave these options is I would choose Caribbean cruise, but I was fortunate enough to go to meet the real Santa last year in Lapland, so it's still fresh in my mind, and it was incredible, by the way. And of course, Santa is 100% real. I can tell you that. I have met him, the proper one as well, not the one in Asda's or Morrison's, and there are other supermarkets, of course, as well, who have their own Santas. Right. Well, let's move on, shall we? To
with copyright.
yeah. Other supermarkets are available and they're all equally fantastic. There we go. that should get us off the hook.
Too, I mean, just saying.
Yeah, we should be safe. Right, lot 41. This is Richard Paynes, isn't it? I don't think he's going to be able to join us, but we've got all the information we need anyway. 53 Greenways in Brighton. Paul, shall we take a little look at this and then let's have a little chat about it? I'll tell you something, I'm loving this music.
It's good, isn't it?
I'm absolutely rocking out today. Whenever the video's on, I'm doing this in the background.
You got the hair for it, yeah.
Only after doing too much of that. So that's lot 41, 53 Greenways. It looks like a flat, Paul.
It is, yeah. So you've got a leasehold flat with vacant possession in Porterslade in Brighton. And obviously, as you can see from the video, needs total modernisation and refurbishment throughout. Benefits are obviously it's a one-bedroom flat on a 5th floor of the building. It's also got covered parking there as well, and as I say, offered with vacant possession. Now, obviously, you've got the huge benefit of the balcony and the views towards the seafront and over surrounding areas as well. So, you know, another clear sunny day, that'd be lovely, wouldn't it? You know, looking out towards the sea. But yeah, in terms of the property itself, the guide price is just £95,000 to £100,000. So it looks really good value. I will just draw your attention to one thing: is that it's just the remainder of a 99-year lease on this one, and that initial lease was granted in 1972. So effectively, it is a relatively short lease. So it may cause some people some issues with lending criteria, but there are some lenders who will take on short leases. Just need to sort of shop around and find those. But otherwise, you will need to be looking to perhaps extend that lease, and there may be a cost involved with that going forward. So in order to get the property up to a nice long leasehold interest again. But yeah, as I say, the property was introduced to us again by our joint auctioneers, Harrison Brandt down in Brighton. Again, if you've got any questions, please do give us a call in the office on 0345 8500 333, or you can speak to Harrison Brandt, who are doing the viewings on this one as well, and you can give them a call on 0123. Sorry, I'll start that again. Yeah, after you complimented me earlier. 01273, which is obviously a Brighton number, 707 072. So give them a call, and as I said, they'll be able to book you in to see the property. But all the legal pack for the property will be available to download from the website. As I say, nice flat, great location, great views, and as I say, real opportunity to make something really special out of that. But yeah, just needs a bit of love in order to get it back to that standard.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that view alone is probably worth the guide price, isn't it? Really, certainly down in Brighton as well. It can be quite a bit down there, but I think that's a good opportunity, I would say. Not that I'm an expert, but you know. Right. Paul, I'm becoming an expert. I'm learning a lot more, I have to say. Right, Paul, let's have a look. We've got another feature lot as well. We don't have a video for this one, but we do have some images, don't we? It's lot 121. You're going to take us through this, actually, I believe, aren't you? Lot 121, land north of East Farm. We'll show some images, Paul. If you talk us through it, let me just find out what folder we should be in for this lot. And I will get the right images up for us. Not on that folder, it won't be. I've also got a nice little image to show everybody at the end of this show as well of Mr. Bridgman too, doing his fame. Very kindly just have your picture, didn't you, on email? More of that shortly. One here. This is the land, as you can see, in the street. So, Paul, I'll show the images if you just tell us more about this.
Yeah, so it's in Durley, just outside Southampton. Really nice village, and you've got a nice sort of rectangular square plot there, slightly elongated on one side. Nice area of open ground, and it's one of the only areas of the ground or land in the village that's not been developed. Now, obviously, everything will be subject to planning and permissions being granted, and the necessary consents for access, etc. But as I say, guide price of £200,000 plus. That's a really nice village. I think it's a really good opportunity to perhaps create a little development or something along those lines in the village there. Mike from our Hampshire office said it's one of those villages where people really want to live. You know, if he had the opportunity, he'd live there. Oh, nice. So it really is a nice spot. And as you can see, there's open fields to the back of the site as well. So yeah, I think it's a really nice parcel of land in a really good location. Guide price, I say, just £200,000 plus. Obviously, we need to make inquiries with Winchester City Council with regards to to planning, moving forward in future. But hopefully it could be something that could be developed. And the potential there is enormous.
Yeah, it certainly looks it. And land is actually quite a common thing you get on the Clive Emson auctions, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And I mean, it's kind of a difficult thing to show, really, because as I say, in terms of a video, what you're looking at is pretty much what's there. Really
well, there it is.
Is this right?
Do you need a video for that?
When you're looking at properties, they're much more visual, whereas land, it's what could be. So, I think you are looking at the potential and the future development potential, certainly of the land. I've got a caveat, of course, it is subject to all the necessary consents being obtainable from the local authorities and accesses and drainage and services, etc. So all those things have got to be taken into consideration. But I say, really nice village, really nice location. I do think this one is going to be one of the lots that to keep an eye on, because I think this is going to be really interesting. But yeah, you're right. We've seen everything in this show alone. We've had residential property, we've had flats with short leases, we've had a school that's perhaps ripe for conversion, and land as well. So we do absolutely everything at auction. Scraps of land, as Audrey mentioned, a piece of roadway. We get lots like that, right up to as we've seen before. Values of in excess of $1 million and beyond. Yeah. So as I said, there really is, every kind of property has a place at auction.
Absolutely, it certainly does. And if you do want to find out more about that, download the legal pack. You must do that. Get all your ducks in a row. www.cliveemson.co.uk is a place to do it. There is a link in the body of this broadcast. Wherever you're watching it, click it. It'll take you straight through. Or you can just type it out if you want. Or if you have a question at any time, there is the number just above my head, 0345 85 00 333. Sorry, Paul. Sorry, I said it.
You're getting good.
I just wanted to do it once. Now, we've got a nice little feature coming up as well, because we haven't actually done this before. But as we know, buying, selling, whatever you want to do at auction, obviously there's a lot of legalities to it. You need to get solicitors involved as well. And I'm delighted to say we do have a very special guest waiting in our green screen right now. Martin Lawrence is going to join us from F. Barnes Solicitor. Let's see, is Martin in the Christmas spirit, or is it just me? Here he is. Martin, is that a Christmas jumper?
It's not a Christmas jumper. Far too early for Christmas jumper. Still November. Sorry.
Thank you, Martin.
Yeah, thanks for having me on today.
That's all right.
No, we really appreciate you joining us, Martin, because we haven't done this before, and this is not my area of expertise. So Paul will probably lead this a little bit here, but it's so important, isn't it? You must be inundated when these auctions come around with people needing solicitors' help.
Well, that's right. Yes, in the run up to an auction, we get any number of phone calls from people saying, "I'm thinking of bidding at the forthcoming auction." So. It's important that people do get some sort of legal advice in advance of the auction. Absolutely, definitely.
That's right, yeah, because we're not legally trained. So what we always say to people is you've got to take your own legal advice on the information that's provided by the seller's solicitors. Yes, you can look through it, you can understand it yourself, but you've got to take that legal advice in order to make sure you know exactly what you're buying come auction day.
That's right, yes. I always say to people who are thinking of buying at auction, there's three things that really you should bear in mind, the three fundamental principles, and that's your finance, have you looked at the property and know the state and condition it's in, and the legal pack. So those are the really three fundamentals. What people do have to realise is that once their bid's been accepted, if they're the highest bidder and it's met the reserve, I was going to say the gavel goes down, but the virtual gavel goes down. And they've exchanged contracts and they're legally bound to buy that property. So they need to get all their ducks in a row, as you've said.
That's an important point, Martin. You're absolutely right, because as you say, once the counter on our online bidding platform gets to zero, and you're the highest bid above the reserve price, you are legally bound to purchase that property. You've exchanged contracts. Completion normally 20 working days thereafter. And again, the lovely one, I'm sure, is to be handed the legal pack after an auction and say, "There you go, Martin. You got 20 days. Can you complete that for me, please?" So,
that does happen, and sometimes it's less than 20 days as well. So definitely. So from following on from that advice, you know, having the finance in place is really important. They pay 10% on the day, but they have to be sure where that 90% is coming from. So if they're reliant on any sort of finance, such as mortgage or bridging finance, really speaking, they should have that offer in place before the auction takes place.
Yeah.
Do you have to have it in place, Martin? Is it a legal requirement? Because obviously you can't put an offer on a residential house with, say, an estate agent until you've got your mortgage offer.
It's not a legal requirement, but it's wise to do it, because I mean, effectively, what the buyer's doing is bidding with someone else's money. They're bidding with the lender's money, and you know, we have had instances in the past where people have bid needing a mortgage offer, and then the valuer has gone in and has either downvalued the property, or in a couple of instances have said that the property is not mortgageable. And then obviously they're legally bound to purchase the property, so their 10% deposit's at risk. So
exactly that. And as you say, you get to that point where getting towards the end of your time to complete, and you haven't got the funds to do so, you can then be issued with a notice to complete, and it then starts getting seriously quite quick. You start incurring interest on the money that's outstanding. You could then also lose or forfeit your deposit, and could also be sued for any costs or loss in reselling the property. So
absolutely right, Paul. So you know, the consequences are quite severe on that. So that's the first strand of it. Make sure you've got your finances available. If you're a cash buyer, you've got instant access to those funds. You need to get that money through in the completion period. The second strand of it, as I say, was the state and condition of the property.
Yeah.
You can't go back after the auction and say, well, there's a structural defect with this property. Can I renegotiate the price? The price is set on exchange of contracts when your bid's accepted. So again, you need to be sure that you've looked at the property, preferably with somebody who knows what they're talking about and know the state and condition it's in.
That's it. And you can also get surveys done on the property. So, if you want to get a survey done, get the surveyor to phone us, and they can come and have a look at the property, and they can provide you with a report that tells you exactly what you need to know. So it is your responsibility to know everything you want to know about the property. We can be as open and transparent with the information that we know about, but as I say, it is your responsibility to actually check the legal pack, get your own advice, look into the finances, check the structure of the property, all these things, because then ultimately it's your money that you're bidding with come the auction day.
That's right. And okay, a survey costs a bit of money, but at the end of the day, it's worth that money now rather than the consequences later should there be a problem that you weren't aware of and you effectively overbid for the property, or as I say, it's not mortgageable or whatever.
So Martin, forgive my ignorance in this, because there'll be people like me who've never been at auction before, and let's say I've just come into a bit of money, let's say, and I'm thinking of investing in property. I don't really know what I'm doing. I've sought a bit of advice. What would be my first step? I've noticed there's an auction coming up with Clive Emson. I've seen a property that's local to me that I think looks fairly good. I haven't done anything yet. I need to seek advice. Would my first step be coming to you and just having a chat about what I'm thinking of doing, where my money's going to come from, and then you would help me take it from there?
Yeah, I was going to give you the glib answer and say first thing to do is to ring me, but no, you're absolutely right. Come to me, and I would give you the advice along the lines of what I've just said about that. The three fundamental aspects of it. I mean, obviously, the third one I've talked about is the legal pack itself, and that's something that we at F Barnes can do in advance of the auction. So we can vet that legal pack for you. We can tell you of any pitfalls in there. We can tell you what's missing. We could say, yeah, it's fine, go ahead. There's no problems with this one. So again, that's the most important. Or one of the three most important things that you should do in advance of that auction.
That is something that's quite important as well. Is to point out that auction isn't just about property that's distressed or structural problems, or there are issues with it. There's an awful lot of property at auction that's perfectly good, perfectly clean title, absolutely no problems at all. But you've got to look at the legal pack to understand that, and you've got to get a solicitor like Martin to give you that advice and give you that reassurance.
And that's right. I mean,
he points it out to you.
Yeah, I mean, we deal with people who are selling properties at auction, and there are different reasons why people sell at auction. You know, it could be a property that's difficult to sell.
Yeah.
It could be a property that's obviously needs care and attention and is not being able to be sold on the open market. Or really, it could be somebody who just needs a quick sale. You know, because once that gavel goes down, the seller knows that 4 weeks after that, the sale's gone through and they've got their money. There's none of this backwards and forwards in with inquiries and such like. So you're absolutely right, Paul. Because it's an auction doesn't necessarily mean that there's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say probably 70-75% of the property we sell are perfectly good housing for private individuals who will probably never use auction again. But right now, there's circumstances driving the fact that it should be going to auction. And that's the reason it's come to auction, not because there's something wrong with the property. It's like I say, it's timescale related. They've got a rental that's gone bad. They've inherited a property. They just want the money out of it. They're moving in with family. They're moving abroad. Whatever these reasons be, or that they might be under pressure financially, and they just need, as you say, that quick release of funds. And an auction does that for people very well. But not only that, it achieves the best price for people on a certain day because you've got competitive bidding. You've got multiple parties all putting their bids on a whatever platform, whether it's online, in a room, whatever, to achieve and prove best price for that property on that day.
That's right, and you know, some sellers obviously need to demonstrate that they're getting the best price for the property. So, for example, an executor with third-party beneficiaries, they want to be sure that those beneficiaries are not going to go back to them and say, "Why did you sell at that price?" Well, the property's gone into an auction and it's been available to the world at large.
That's it.
That's what that property's worth, and you know, they're in the clear, really.
That's it, and that's why we say, we're selling for probate properties, we're selling for charities, we're local authorities, and they have to prove best price. And if that's quite often why we say on those sort of properties that the client doesn't want to be accepting offers before the auction, because that way they'll always be held to account. If someone said I'd have paid more than that, whereas at auction, if someone says I'd have paid more than that, then why didn't you?
Why didn't you? You had your opportunity.
Not because they've got any money. As I say, so no, it proves best price, and like I say, it's open to everybody. So it's a public auction. It's there for people to come and bid on. But that's they have to do their homework, as you say, on the three fundamentals you mentioned, or as we'll come to later and we've discussed before, the 5 golden rules. It's a case of you say viewing, understanding what it is, getting your finances in place, legal side of things. All these, these things, they must be done in order for you to walk into that auction room or bid online with a clear picture of what it is you're going to be doing.
Yeah, that's right. So, to answer your earlier question, yes, come and see me before auction, but not just if you're thinking of buying a property, but if you have a property that you're having difficulty selling, or you don't know what it's worth, or you need to sell quickly, always have a chat with me. I'm always open. I always say there's two things I like talking about. One's property and the other's football. So there we are.
Oh, good man, Martin.
On that note, Martin, I know you have an encyclopedic knowledge of football, pretty much.
Right. Okay. I wouldn't go that far. Paul,
and maybe you can see into the future. Are England going to win the World Cup?
No, they're going to lose to France in the quarterfinals, Paul. Sorry to disappoint you.
Oh, well, thanks,
well, at least we get past Senegal then. We get past Senegal. That's good.
Oh, well, yeah. Sorry, Paul.
That's all right, no problem. And another reason that you can burst our bubble. I know you're a referee as well.
Yeah. don't test me on the laws of the game. Let's go back to auction, shall we?
All right, we'll get a VAR on that one, shall we?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right,
Martin. Just before we let you go, of course, we just want to know, how do we get in touch with you if somebody's watching this and thinking, I need some help, I need some advice, or they just need a solicitor? How do they get in touch with you?
Okay, well, the firm's name is F Barnes Solicitors. We're based in Romford. We've got 3 offices. I'm at Goodyear Park office, but if you just Google F Barnes Solicitors, our website is fbarnes.co.uk. You'll find a nice link to me with my photo on there. You can send me an email direct. It's got our telephone number. Really easy to contact us.
Wonderful.
There we go.
Okay.
Martin, just before we let you go as well, we've been asking everybody this question. We've got to ask you as well. Of course, we're in the run up to Christmas now, so we'd always like to find out a little bit about our guests a little bit more. So, Martin, are you a winter man or a summer man?
I'm a spring man. Is that sitting on the fence?
Well, it wasn't one of the,
It wasn't one of the
options, but you can have it.
But
I'm not going to argue with the referee. I'm not going to argue with the referee.
My birthday's in spring, so I like spring. How about that?
Okay, fantastic. Right, I'm going to give you a choice of 2 holidays here. Okay, the first one is a Caribbean cruise in the summer, beautiful hot weather, blah, blah, all that nonsense. The other holiday is, and you can take the entire family. I don't know if you've got kids, but if you take your kids, I don't know if you've got grandkids and nephews, nieces, you can take them to Lapland to see the real Santa Claus. Which holiday are you going for?
Oh, that's a tricky one. I think if those were the only 2 options, I'd take my wife on the Caribbean cruise. But Paul knows me well, and he knows that if you gave me a choice of going to a music festival, that's what I'll be doing.
Okay. Yeah. Well, what football team do you support, by the way, Martin, before I let you go?
Are you going to hold it against me? I don't want to lose all my potential custom. It's Spurs, but there we go.
Who was that, sorry?
Spurs.
Tottenham. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, England to win the World Cup? Or Tottenham to win the Premier League?
We've already covered this one. I reckon, looking at the first couple of rounds of matches, it's Brazil are looking pretty good to me.
No, my question is this. What would you rather? England to win the World Cup or Tottenham to win the Premier League?
Tottenham to win anything.
Didn't you win the Emirates Cup or something that pre-season?
Anything. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Martin, thanks so much for joining us. We really do appreciate it. If you do need a solicitor, you need some help, advice, F. Barnes Solicitors, Martin Lawrence. He is the man to go talk to. Martin, have a lovely Christmas, won't you?
Thanks ever so much. And you too. And thanks ever so much for having me on today.
No worries. Cheers, Martin. All the best.
Take care, Martin. Bye-bye. Right, there we go. It's just back to you and me now, Paul. Now, we're not done yet. We've still got one more feature property to bring into the show. It is lot number 1. Lot number 1. Can you believe that? The very first
start, right at the end.
Well, we put lot 1 right at the very end. It is 22 Ashcroft Crescent, Sidcup. Let's have a little look at the video, and then, Paul, you're going to tell us a little bit more about it.
That's it, yeah.
Mr. Bridgman,
Just for
he's
you.
finally in the Christmas. I've worn him down, and he's finally in the Christmas spirit.
Slightly.
Paul, that's a fantastic look, by the way. I must say, I actually feel like I'm a little bit underdressed. It's all myself, but we're almost at the end of the show, so not much point now. Now, Paul, funny enough, we were just talking, weren't we, to Martin from F. Barnes Solicitors about properties, and they're not all complete renovation projects. They're not all dilapidated. The roofs aren't all caving in. That's a good example of that. It needs updating, doesn't it? But it looks in good condition.
Yeah, it's actually a nice house. It's a 2-bedroom mid-terrace house in Sidcup. It's close to all local amenities, shops, restaurants, supermarkets, that sort of thing. Transportation access. Nice location. Nice and accessible to the A2 as well. It's just a little bit tired. So it's got gas central heating. It's mostly double glazed windows. A couple of them need replacing. The panes have blown, but on the whole, it is a nice little house. Like I say, it's a pleasant road. There's a house just up the road. It looks exactly the same from the front, that's been extended to the rear to create a nice sort of kitchen, dining room area. Created off-street parking on the front, and that's just been on the market recently at offers in excess of 425,000. So when you look at this one with a guide price of just 275 plus £275,000, that's it's quite a difference. Like I say, it needs some love. It needs some attention. The garden needs sorting out. Now there is actually at the back of the garden a little access road as well. So there might be the opportunity to create some off-street parking at the rear as well. And in fact, if you look at the photos and the videos, you'll see that next door have actually put a garage at the bottom of their garden. Now, as I said, the access to it is a bit tight, but there may be possibilities to do that. So, go and have a look. This is one again was introduced to us by joint auctioneers. That was Maltby's who were in Gravesend. They managing the property and dealing with the tenant that used to live there. The property became vacant, and the client decided that they wanted to sell. So, let's say a genuine reason for sale. Like I say, it's just a bit tired. It needs a bit of updating, but the fundamentals for a really nice house are all there.
Yeah. I mean, just be warned, of course, Paul, you might struggle to get your stretch limo parked down the back, but I might be okay in my little C1. Be all right. Look, it is a great example, isn't it? As you said, 275,000 plus the guide price for that. Yeah. Real opportunity. I think you might have generated a bit of interest actually.
Well, I hope so, because I mean that's the point of this. To drive people towards the website. Have a look at what else we've got, because there's so many more. What's 139 lots we've got going through this time? Yeah, and that's right from Essex all the way down to the West Country and everything in between. Into London as well. Sussex, Surrey, Hampshire, Dorset. All these wonderful areas, and there's some fantastic areas that we cover. Some really nice locations as we've seen today. But there's also lots of opportunities for, as I say, standard, really good housing in good areas, and to create homes for people and businesses as well. Because as I say, there's commercial property there's land, there's your residential property of all shapes, all sizes, all different values. So please do have a look at the website. There's videos on pretty much everything there. If not, there's more photographs. You can download the legal packs. You can book in to go and see the properties. Most of the properties you can book in online to go and view. Others you'll be given a phone number if that's what you need to do to view. And as I say, you can only stress this so many times, is that once you've seen something, you identified something that you like, really investigate it. As we've spoken with Martin Lawrence at F. Barnes, get the solicitors to look at the legal pack. Know you can afford it. Know what you need to do on your finance side of things. Get your surveys done if there needs to be. All these things, because I say the auction is going to come around pretty quick. The auction's on the 14th of December. So what are we? Just over 2 weeks away now. Yeah. The bidding goes live on Monday, the 12th of December. So bidding will start then, and be able to bid from then right through to the closing times on the Wednesday. So please do have a look at everything. Anything you want to know, pick up the phone and ask us. We're here to answer questions about the property. We might not be able to tell you, but we can point you in the right direction. Where you might be able to find some of the information out. But if we know, we'll tell you. as I say, on the other side of things, you get to look at the legal side of it. You get your solicitors involved and understand what it is you need to be doing.
Absolutely, great points there, actually, Paul. And don't be afraid, don't be put off by it at all. It's not as complicated as it may sound. It really isn't. All just get in touch, pick up the phone. There's a number at the top, and I can promise you, it is probably easier than going through the estate agency route and buying that way. Blimey, I know from experience that can be a lengthy process. Right, Paul, I did promise to show everybody, as we said, watch out for this man over here, because you're going to see him on your TV screens very soon. There he is on Homes Under the Hammer. If anybody's wondering where Sherlock Holmes' assistant is, he's been doing property auctions. You do look a bit like Sherlock Holmes' assistant, Dr. Watson, isn't it? That's it, Watson. Couldn't remember.
The cameraman says, "You look just like Martin Freeman." No, I don't. I don't get that at all. I don't see it at all. But it's funny if someone else said exactly the same later in the day.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah,
I see that.
I'll take that one, as long as it's not a Hobbit. Dr. Watson.
Bilbo Baggins. You don't look anything like Bilbo Baggins.
Don't talk about my hairy feet.
Right, we're not quite done just yet. Just let you know what's coming up. Of course, we have a few more shows to bring you as well before the auction ends. We will have our 139 lots in 60 minutes show. Probably won't be a bit longer than 60 minutes, but that is a chance to see every single lot, all 139 lots. Now, you can just do that by going to cliveemson.co.uk and checking them all out that way, and that's fun. Or you could watch us go through them as well. And that's even more fun, because Paul will probably put even more tinsel on as well. So watch out for that one as well. And then, of course, on the 12th of December, something a little bit different. We haven't done this yet. We're actually going to do the live bidding launch show on site on location, aren't we? It's going to be real Homes Under the Hammer, only for us, live streams. Wherever you're watching this, you'll be able to watch that there, and we'll have a little walk around, have a bit of a deep dive, and to give you more information and guidance on if you are planning on bidding. So we'll be live for that on December the 12th. We've also got the 139 lot in 60-minute show coming up for you as well. Just keep an eye on the Clive Emson social media, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and of course the auction show, usual places you can watch this and those shows across the board. Paul, we're also going to show, before we go as well, your 5 golden rules of bidding, because this is very important too, isn't it? we're going to say cheerio now. We're going to leave you with Paul's video of 5 golden rules. And of course, don't forget, if you're watching the repeat, I can't believe England are into the finals of the World Cup. Brilliant. If it didn't work out, sorry. But don't forget to keep an eye out for us on the 12th, and of course for that 139 lots in 60-minute show. Paul, thanks for putting the tinsel on. I've really enjoyed your company, as always.
Yep. There's one thing to say: it's coming home.
It's coming home. Come on, England. A big thank you to our guests for coming on as well. Audrey Smith, John Stockey, Kerry Gilbert, and of course, Martin Lawrence from F. Barnes Solicitors. If you need any help, do check it out. F. Barnes Solicitors, they are the place to go. All right, we're going to head off now, but we are going to leave you with Paul's 5 golden rules of bidding. Sit back, relax, enjoy. And to everybody, once again, thanks for watching. Take care.
Yeah, see you soon. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Paul from Clive Emson Land and Property Auctioneers. We're often asked what are our tips for buying property at auction. So these are our 5 golden rules that you should follow if you're looking to buy a property at auction from ourselves or anybody else. First thing, obviously have a look at the website, the auction catalogue, and find all the information on the properties that you're interested in. So download as much information as you can, read up on it, look at the areas, etc. Next thing to look at is the legal documents. Request a copy of the legal documents for the properties that you're interested in. You'll be able to see the title, the information on lease information, searches, etc., etc., and get your own legal advice on this information. The information is there. Nothing should be hidden. It should be the most open and transparent way of buying property. But say all the information is there for you to take to your solicitor and get your own legal advice on. Obviously, go and view the property as well. You need to inspect the property. Take with you someone that you trust. Get their opinion if needs be, and get an idea as to what state the property's in, what work you need to do, and really sort of build a picture for yourself as to what you can afford then to do yourself, and get other tradespeople in to do for you. Do you require a survey? If you do, then you're within your rights to get a survey done before the auction. You can arrange that with ourselves, get the surveyor to contact us, we can arrange access for them. That may be for your own personal use, your own peace of mind. It may be for lending criteria as well. So you can get mortgage funding, so they can arrange a survey with ourselves, and so we can allow them access to do that. Know the costs is another very important point. You need to not only know what it's going to cost you to buy the property. Of course, yes, you need to know what you're going to be spending on it and know you've got the funds available for that. But what's it going to cost you to do the property up? What are the service charges? What are the council tax implications? All these things build the picture. So it really is up to you to find out all the costs. The other thing is, in the legal pack, look in the special conditions of sale, because quite often there may be costs associated that are passed on to the buyer as well. So look in there and say that none of that information is hidden, it's all there for you to see. So it shouldn't come as a surprise, but let's say make sure you read that information and you'll see it all there laid out for you. But let's say know what you can do yourself when sort of adding up the costs. Can you fit your own bathrooms? Can you fit your own kitchens? All those sort of things. If not, you need to allocate costs for that. And as I say, service charge, ground rent, when you're looking at rental portfolios, when you're looking at obviously renting your own properties out, these things need to be taken into account as well. So once you've done that, you've found the details of the properties you want to buy, you've looked at the legals, you've considered whether you need a survey, you've been through all the costs. Last thing to do is not panic. The bidding goes live a couple of days before the auction finishes. You just need to then log on, register yourself to bid by entering your credit card details, debit card details, your ID information and your solicitor's details, and of course all your own personal information. Once you've got the 3 green ticks, you're ready to bid, and you just need to stay calm, watch it right up to the last. You can sort out proxy bidding as well, but all that information is on the website. And then, as I say, stay calm, bid, and wish you luck, and hope you then are able to buy what you want. If you have any further questions, please do give the office a ring. We'll be only too pleased to talk you through the process, what you need to do, how to register, and of course if you want to book viewings and download legal packs too. Thanks ever so much. I hope this information has been helpful. Like I say, please do drop us an email, give us a call. We're only too pleased to help. Thank you.
We've sold thousands of lots to people willing to exchange on the day and complete within 28 days. Property auctions made quick, easy and simple. Clive Emson Land and Property Auctioneers.